What's up, bro? I'm Kimberly.
I'm Emma.
I'm Kate.
And we're the Film Bros.
We may not be bros, but we're just as annoying.
We're here to talk about all things film, the industry, and us.
If you like what you hear or see, follow the podcast, like, comment, and subscribe.
You can find us on Instagram at thefilmbros.podcast and on YouTube at thefilmbros.podcast.
You can listen to us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Just search The Film Bros and look for the pink logo.
Lights.
Camera.
Action.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good month. Whoops. Sorry. Sometimes life lives.
Yeah.
And we're literally never all free at the same time.
Yeah.
But no complaints there. Happy to be
We're busy.
We're busy girls.
We're busy professional gals.
Yeah.
So, if our blazers are cluing you in at all, today is an episode about industry. Art, professionalism, accolades, awards, grandiose, the Oscars.
The Oscars.
They were last night, and it's fresh on our minds.
Yeah.
And we thought it was a good opportunity to educate the people and educate ourselves a little bit about how the Oscars actually works. I had like an idea, and I was like, people always thank the Academy, but I was like, what is the Academy?
What is the Academy?
Why are the Oscars so special?
I still don't know, by the way. Like, I know what the Academy is now,
Right.
but, like, I don't know the origins.
I'm about to
So
tell
this
you.
is fun for all of
great.
us. Yeah.
We're going to teach you guys a little bit about the history of the Oscars, how they work, some interesting moments, and we're going to debrief a little bit about last night. Because it was the time.
There was a lot.
Yes. Okay, so let's get started with the origins of the Oscars. So, like many things in this world, it started because of money.
Yes.
Surprise, surprise.
Big shocker.
A man named Louis B. Mayer, you might know him as the founder of MGM,
Whoa.
was trying to prevent actors from unionizing. And this, yes, my surprise. He was trying to build his house, and he was trying to hire set builders, and they had unionized, and he was like, oh no, my actors are going to unionize soon, and I will have to give them benefits, treat them better, and treat them like people. And he didn't want
Can't have that.
Yes.
No.
So he
Cannot have
said,
that.
let's make a night, and I'm going to create the Academy, a place where actors can be recognized, give their speeches, and not think about unionizing. So, the first Academy Awards, I need to find it. There we go. Oh, by the way, the Academy, the original Academy was composed of directors, writers, technicians, producers, but of course has since grown to include animation, casting, cinematographers, costume designers, documentary executives, film editors, makeup artists, hairstylists, production design, and visual effects.
Nice.
So, as I was saying, the first Oscars were held on May 16th, 1929 in the Blossom Room of the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. Attendance was only 270 people, and tickets cost $5.
No way.
Only $5 That's as much as our Oscars pool was.
Yeah.
You had to put in $5. Whoever won got the pool.
Got the pot.
Who won?
5 people.
But one of them was Kate.
I tied with 4 other people.
One of them was Kate. You should be proud. You put in the work.
I'm proud.
Put in the work. No awards were actually announced during the first ceremony. Instead, 3 months before, and in the article I was reading, it was like because actors and people needed time to schedule their trains to get to Hollywood, so they were announced like way far in advance. It worked like that for a few years, and then there was a brief period of time where it would be released to newspapers like the night before.
Whoa.
And then released the next
So you
day
found
before.
out via paper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is like kind of cool.
That's magical.
It's like
almost.
everybody was like probably fighting for the paper.
Yeah.
Which seems, I don't know, kind of wholesome. It wasn't until 1940 that the awards were announced during the evening presentation, and in 1941 they introduced the whole envelope.
Great. I love the envelope.
The drama
It's
is
a lot
so
of
good.
drama.
We love the drama. An interesting fact, there's no set in stone reason why it's called the Oscars. Nobody truly knows. One source I found said that the Academy librarian saw the award and said it looks like my Uncle Oscar.
I like
But
that.
like,
I hope that's the
I'm
that
gonna
is
believe
why.
that.
That's so cute.
It's also said to emulate some popular Hollywood actors of the time, but nothing for sure. And the first 2 years didn't even have actual awards.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they were really just showing up to like give a speech
Yeah.
and then be like,
peace out, no envelope. Yeah,
that's great.
pretty cool. The Oscars venue has jumped around countless times. Some locations include the Chinese Theater, Melrose Avenue Theater, the Pantages Theater, and a few more before landing in the Dolby Theater that we wonderfully know. That happened in 2002. As the years went on, it became clear that more awards categories needed to be added, including, but of course not limiting to, editing, score, song, special effects, and this year was the first year that casting was an award, which I think is so cool.
Yeah.
So
because
cool.
that is like arguably the whole movie is the cast.
And pretty soon stunt design, right?
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, not
That's amazing.
next year or the year after?
Yeah, it's comically after Tom Cruise finished Mission
Oh, I
Impossible.
see.
Yeah. But I think he'll get like an honorary something, I feel like.
I
He's
think
so
it does
should.
start next year.
Maybe it is next year.
2027.
They should make the award look like a Tom Cruise run.
Yeah.
Like ditch the Oscar, make Oscar run.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's all my history about how the Oscars was founded. And I was kind of like bummed that of course it was founded on this bad circumstance of not treating people right and of course money. But what I see is the silver lining that either way, I think it has now transformed into a beautiful way to recognize the arts and the amazing work that people put into films that really move people. And
I think it also like, even though like you can either like really take the Oscars seriously or not, I think it's undeniable that it's always just kind of in the back of the mind of every artist of like, even if necessarily they don't win an Oscar, it's something that they're like that's like so inspiring and so oh, this is so great, this is something like I can either work to or compare myself to, or like, I don't know, like I think it can be like a really inspirational
for sure,
like North Star
maybe
for
one day
people.
I'll be like recognized or like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely makes me, not that whenever I'm working, I'm like, oh, I'm working for the Oscar.
Yeah.
But I agree. It's like in the back of my mind where I'm like, oh, I should just keep going to like, maybe one day I could be sitting there. Or like, you know, I don't know, anything like that.
Or be a part of something that's getting recognized.
Right, exactly. So cool. True. And then also I think it is extremely helpful for like exposure. Like I think a lot of people wouldn't have been exposed to like maybe like Train Dream, Secret Agent, like all the international films. Like it really puts them in the spotlight. And if the Oscars is a way to do that, to expose people to a movie that they wouldn't normally see, it's a net positive.
Yeah.
And then also one thing I like is that like obviously it has like evolved throughout the years. It has become like way more fancy and there's more categories and blah blah blah, and I think that it's cool that that's just because of people that like people were pushing the boundaries so much with their films that they were like, we need a casting category. Like people are killing
we need
it.
VFX, like it has to be its own thing at this point,
right?
Which like
so
wasn't
cool.
a thing when this all started
exactly
either.
Right. So I think it is a cool way to kind of like mark human design, human creation, and recognize it and reflect that talent.
That's great. That
was my spiel.
I have a random fun fact about international film that I just found out. So let's say you know how like, if you didn't know, the international films it's basically like a country can only submit one film, right? Which I have some problem with, but
yes,
it's crazy because who won last night? Sentimental Value. Norway, right? Right?
Yeah.
Norway.
I'm gonna say Norway. You know, I found out technically the Oscar belongs to Norway,
The country.
and not the filmmaker.
Whoa. So will he get to keep it?
That I don't know, but
Well,
because international, like that category is about a country submitting the film, it's more seen as like the country itself gets the recognition.
Wow.
Interesting. I don't know if I like that or dislike it.
Yeah.
I have some problems with it because I'm like, well, because someone made that.
Yeah, there's like a person
But
behind
isn't
it.
that really interesting that technically...
Yes.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Because it's a
doesn't-
country's submission.
Yes.
Right.
That
Wow.
is
I just found that out yesterday. I thought
so
that was really
weird.
interesting.
But,
You go.
I was just gonna say quickly too, like it's funny that like the Oscars is obviously so big here, but like most countries have their own version of it too. Like
For
there's
sure.
like, you know, I'm sure there's like Norway's Oscars. There's
Yeah.
like Oscars of, you know, all over the world that like hopefully get the recognition for films made in those countries.
Yeah.
It's just that we like hold the Oscars in such a high regard that like
we're
we
like,
only let like 5 foreign
I know.
films in, you know.
It's like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no.
If I would not want America to get the Oscar for something
No.
that I worked on and made.
But it's different because how much pride do we have in
Yeah,
our country?
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nor.
Oh, I was gonna say something. Oh, I liked how what the heck is her name? What is her name? The best actress?
Jessie
Jessie
Buckley?
Yeah, how she was like, Ireland paid for my family's tickets to come here.
They paid for their
So
flights.
That's so cute.
Those are people that have pride in their country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you could have my Oscar Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I'm going to talk about why the Oscars are so prestigious, why they're so built up and so important to a lot of people.
Can you
hear that? Can you hear
I
that?
bet you can hear that.
Should we wait
think?
1 second?
Yeah.
No, I mean, she's just gonna be cleaning.
Is that the hallway?
Yeah,
I believe so.
they have an air blower.
Bless them.
Should I just keep going?
Yeah.
Power through. Sorry
All
if
right.
you're hearing air blower.
That's okay. I'll be a little closer to the camera or to the mic. So I'm going to talk about why it's so prestigious and also like how it works. How do you get into the Academy? What is the Academy? How does voting work?
yeah.
All that jazz. So they're special for a few reasons. One, they're the oldest entertainment awards ever, 1929.
Wow, yeah.
They're special because unlike like the Golden Globes or the Critics Award, fellow masters of the craft are voting for you rather than like critics. And also at this point, like to win an Oscar, it's like a really big career booster. It's like you always talk about like the Oscar blank check, which is like when directors win for Best Picture, they kind of get a blank check film after they win. Like a studio's just like,
Yeah.
Here.
here
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Like most recently, like Bong Joon-ho, like Mickey 17, like that's a total Oscar blank check movie of like, you won this Oscar. Warner Bros. Was
Make
like,
what you want.
bro, whatever you want, you're good. Like the Odyssey, that's a total blank check film. Of
That's
like,
also like Oscar bait 100%.
oh,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
see it
We'll
next
see it
year.
a lot.
Yeah. I hope it's actually good.
We're getting better.
I'm so
I think
scared.
it will be.
The hype is so big.
I know.
Like,
Like somehow more than Oppenheimer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Oppenheimer was hyped up beforehand, but this feels like
Well, the
it's
fact
like
they
we're
released
bringing a
movie
This is
planet.
mythic.
They
Yeah.
released movie tickets a year in advance.
I know, and
Yeah.
they sold out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Another reason why the Oscars might be prestigious, I saw this opinion on Quora, so
I love Cora.
take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Is the movie business in the 1950s kind of started to lose to TV a little bit as TV started getting bigger and every household started to get a TV. So the movie business reacted by making the Oscars a much bigger spectacle to combat how big TV was getting, and it started to emphasize like the bigness of movies as a form, contrasting like how long the writing and casting and shooting and editing process takes, as opposed to like TV, which at that time was very like sitcom, like we're just gonna bang episodes out. So I thought that was an interesting opinion of like there was a time where maybe the Oscars were like kind of a big deal, but then the organizers were like, we need to push it because TV is getting too big. So I thought that was interesting. To become a part of the quote-unquote Academy, there's a few ways. It's usually initiated, so the first way is you have to get sponsorship from 2 current members within the same branch. So let's say like you're a makeup artist, you need 2 people in the makeup branch to be like vouch for you. You also must achieve some sort of distinction in the film industry, either by an Oscar nomination or just specific professional credits. I don't really understand like who determines what that distinction is, and I'm sure there's some bureaucracy with that within the Academy of like, you know, whatever. But I also find it interesting that each branch has different requirements, such as like actors need about 3 like top credits.
Don't they need to have like a spoken line too?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. Like a written line.
But
Yeah.
it also just can't be like 3 commercial credits. Like it
Yes.
has to be like, again, this is where I think some of the bureaucracy comes in, because they just say top credits and it's like, what does that mean? DPs, I think they need 2 theatrical DP credits. So
Okay,
you DP 2 features, you could be considered, etc. Every year, when it's Oscar time, films are nominated for Oscars through a secret ballot process by over 10,000 members of the Academy, requiring films to meet specific eligibility criteria, including a minimum 7-day theatrical run in a commercial LA County cinema, which I find is really interesting that it has to be in LA County for 7 days straight. And then members nominate within their own branches. In order to be even considered for a nomination, you have to submit the film. So, like, The Odyssey, we were just talking about that. Theoretically, they could just never submit the film to the Oscars, and it wouldn't be eligible to be nominated. So, like, you have, like, the studio or you have to submit the film to be considered. And then there's, like, an initial voting where everyone votes who the nominee should be. And then the nominees come out. And then there's a voting period where then everyone votes between just the nominees.
Do you know if you have to, probably, this might be a stupid question, you have to pay to submit yourself, right?
Like, for sure.
Yeah.
You got it.
Like, and, like, the whole, like,
highest class film
Oscars
festival,
campaign thing.
Yeah. That's so interesting you say that, Kimmy. Because I thought that was a really interesting idea about winning, what it takes to win an Oscar nowadays. I think quite infamously, Anora last year only had a $6 million budget, which is really great, like, to make that film.
That is small, yeah.
But it had an $18 million Oscar campaign budget. So 3 times its own budget.
And we saw that in action, too. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, they were, like, screening it behind where we were taking classes in North Hollywood. Like, they were screening it all around LA. They were always doing showings. There's a lot of, like, I mean, you see posters now, too, about it, too. Like, all the For Your Consideration, all that kind of stuff. It's, like, everywhere.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I found it really interesting because One Battle and Sinners are both from Warner Bros. Warner Bros. Spent around $14 to $16 million on each film for their Oscar campaign. So Sinners and One Battle each had whatever they cost. There was an extra about $16 million just for campaigning.
Yeah.
So
Oh, never mind. There's no entry fee for submission into the general entry category.
That's interesting.
However, specific high-cost voluntary services such as streaming the film. I don't know if this is right.
Google AI.
How much money? No entry fee. That's crazy.
Maybe just because you have to meet those barriers.
Yeah, and that's, like, freaking impossible.
Yeah.
And then there's
Very
something
tough.
else. Anyway.
Well, anyway, all this to say, I think it really starts to call into question whether, you know, the nominees or the winners are quality films or they just spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're both, you know, like, I think that happens a lot too. But I think sadly that makes sometimes the Oscar race feel disingenuous because it's like, dude, we know you spent a lot of money just to be here.
Yeah.
Like, just to even get nominated, because obviously that's like a flex in of itself.
Which is, like, cool on one hand for films like Anora that are, like, championing independent cinema.
Yeah.
And, but also sad for the fact that, like, truly independent cinema would never be able to afford that. Campaign
3 times its budget.
Yeah.
Just for a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That was my spiel about the Oscars, how to get in, why it's important.
Yeah.
Some controversy. But yeah, and what
I was gonna say too, as an opportunity to take a shot at James Cameron, he wants to, like, raise the standards too, raise the requirements, which is, like, something that I guess I'm somewhat nervous is going to happen anyway. That I don't know. He, like, went on it was on a podcast that he was talking about how he wanted it to be, like, because minimum 7 days in, like, how many theaters?
it just said
It's like a certain number, I think.
Yeah, but it must be in at least LA County.
Yeah, I think he wanted, like minimum 2 weeks, like, worldwide release, like 2,000 theaters. I don't know. Like, it was something crazy where I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
Like, why are we continuously raising the bar for, like, cinema and, like, for independent art too?
And it sucks because, like, there's, like, going back to, like, I love the international film category because it really opens me up to a lot of films I wouldn't have otherwise considered. And I feel lucky to be in LA because there's, like, a bigger chance to get to see those films. But it's like, I'm sure they're not really playing anywhere else, but because they at least managed to play here for 7 days straight, you get to learn about them and, like, potentially see them.
Yeah. Which, it's really nice living in LA and getting the opportunity. And yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe New York's different, but I was going to say, like, I don't think my parents saw any of them. Like, I don't know if they're screening in, like, upstate New York or not. Maybe they are. But yeah, it's just, like, strange barriers of entry. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Great.
Well, I have a lot of significant moments.
Go for it.
I omitted some that, like, are, like, cultural, big pop culture moments, but I thought these were kind of fun. There's also, like, I know there was more I wanted to talk about, and I've forgotten them. But anyway.
Okay.
So, going in order. In 1940. So the first Oscars is in 1929, you said, yeah? Mm-hmm. 11 years it takes for a Black person to win an Oscar. And the first person to do so is Hattie McDaniel. And she won for Best Supporting Actress for Gone with the Wind.
Fire.
And it's crazy because she literally was made to sit in the back of the theater because of segregation. But she won anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Which is also, like, the Oscars has, like, a whole history of, you know, what films they like, and I don't know, I think especially for Black films, like, what films they will see as art and which they won't, which we can talk about with Scissors too. Mm-hmm. In 1969, Barbra Streisand and Katharine Hepburn tied for Best Actress, which actually resulted in them changing the rules around ties. There's only been, I think, 6 or 8 ties in history.
There was one last night.
Which is crazy because, so back then, I think, it said C photo. I have, like, the facts on this.
Who was the announcer last night for the tie?
Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh, yeah. He handled that great.
Because
he was
at
like,
first
we're
I was
gonna
like,
get through this together.
I was like, haha, this is a joke.
Yeah.
But then he was like, no, dead ass.
Yeah.
They're gonna come up. Everyone clap, and then they're gonna come up.
He was the perfect
and I was like,
person to
great
do
way
that.
to handle
There was
that.
no confusion. Anyway.
Great.
Okay, yeah, so there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now ties in history. And so the rules at that time were that if there was only a difference of 3 votes, that it could be considered a tie. Like, they just had to be within 3 votes.
That's
And
fair.
that would be a tie?
And that would be a tie.
And then they changed it?
And then they changed it.
To be
The
like
rules have
exact
since been
tie.
changed, and only an exact match in totals would qualify as a tie. Which is why every tie since then is crazy, because the odds of
real.
people voting the exact same number are, like, astronomical.
That's crazy.
So good for these films last night. It was the shorts, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, that's pretty cool. The longest standing ovation in Oscars history went to Charlie Chaplin. He never actually won an Oscar. He received an honorary Oscar in 1972. But I think that's really sweet.
Yes.
It's always so freaky to me that he was, like,
Around then?
around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
I'm like,
in my
he was
head-
not a real
an
person.
old man.
For sure. I was like, oh, he's just like this cartoon figure.
Right.
That just, starred a film, and then there he was.
Like, can you imagine? Okay, the first televised Oscars I had.
Because it used to
at
play over radio.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait. It was, the first televised one was in the Pantages Theater when I have a thought, which is why I'm looking this up.
Yeah.
Televised Oscars. 1953. Wow. That is crazy. Can you imagine, like, 1953 is, like, watching it, and it's just, like, we cut to Charlie Chaplin. And it's just, like, he's just, like, sitting there.
He's just a dude.
Like, Leonardo DiCaprio, like, just looking real awkward.
What's funny, too, so this was, I think, there's a couple of reasons why he got a long standing ovation. A, like, absolutely his contribution to cinema in general. But B, that was, like, his first time back in the United States because of his ties to, like, the Communist Party. He, like, had to leave.
to go?
Yeah, so this was also,
Okay.
like, I think one of his first public appearances in the States. Wow. Yeah.
That's
Which is, like, also kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to derail, but the televised thing reminded me of what Ryan was telling us about Casablanca, where the producer for Casablanca was barred from accepting his Oscar. Because, so if you don't know, Casablanca are obviously super famous film. The studio had no, like, they just, like, threw a little bit money, and they were like, go make your
Because
silly
they were betting on a
film.
different film,
Yes,
I thought. Yeah.
which I can't even remember.
Exactly.
So it's like, and so it was just this one producer that made this movie happen. Like
Wow.
he got the director, he organized all of this, and then Casablanca won Best Picture. And Ryan was telling me that the Warner family physically stopped him from accepting, and the president of Warner Bros. Accepted the award. But it wasn't televised, so because it was before that.
Whoa.
Isn't that
major snub?
that shit?
Yeah.
Like he couldn't go accept.
For a film that he made happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just thought that was crazy because it was before
So
it was
grimy.
televised.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, so nobody knew.
nobody knew.
I hope he gets his recognition now. Now that we don't even know his name, but
All you bros out there know.
real ones know. Real ones know.
Producer of Casablanca.
Give this man his flowers.
Hal B. Wallace.
Hal B.
Yeah.
Wallace.
We love you. We support you.
You deserve
Right.
that.
You
Oscar.
deserve
I'm
that.
so
It was
sorry.
a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry it was
I had a
taken
good
from
time.
you.
Anyway.
I just thought it was crazy.
Yeah, that is insane. Like, there's always been drama.
Oh my god, yeah.
People
Well,
will be sassy from the moment they're born to the moment they
speaking
die.
of drama.
Oh, do
in
tell.
1973. Hey, spoilers.
Sorry.
Marlon Brando wins for The Godfather,
Fire.
and he doesn't accept the award. Instead, he sends, I hope I'm pronouncing her first name right, Sachin Littlefeather.
Yes.
And she rejects it on his behalf because of the treatment of Native Americans. And she's booed horrifically. It's like the worst thing you've ever seen. And like across the board, like there's no support for her. And I think years later, the Academy like wrote her a letter to apologize for her mistreatment. But
Thanks.
yeah, one of the
Oh my
few
gosh.
baller moves on behalf of Marlon
Yes.
Brando. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
I have no words for that.
more drama. In 1993, Richard Gere, Susan Sarandon, and Tim Robbing were banned from the Oscars after they used their time on stage to talk about politics.
Yeah.
And not in a negative way.
Yeah.
Like they were like championing like what they believed in,
Yeah.
and they were banned for a little while after that.
I feel like people always have an opinion about whether or not the Oscars should be used as like a
Right.
political platform.
Which is the most asinine conversation because all art is political.
All
and
art
therefore
is
you can't separate it. So
political.
like, why are we so scared of it? But it's
Yeah.
because of what the Academy is too.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But
And now it's like, it's extremely common, obviously, to
Yeah.
bring up politics during your speech
Yes.
because you're finally like given like a platform, voice to
Yes.
America, important issues.
Yeah.
And I don't even think twice. I'm like, yeah, speak.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that people were banned from the Oscars.
I know.
Yeah, like, that's just so
And
crazy.
people still get shit on today for doing it. Like
know.
I was on the TL on my Twitter timeline all throughout the Oscars. Yeah.
The TL.
And every single time anybody mentioned politics, whether it was like Jimmy Kimmel or Conan or Winner, there's always people on Twitter that are like, why are we using the Oscars as a political platform?
Bro, it's like,
And
why do you think they made the film in the first place?
No, it's like,
Right,
did you know
exactly.
like
To
oh,
say
like,
something.
almost all of the nominees are like the movies are about politics?
And
Isn't
also,
that crazy?
literally,
Maybe they
all,
have opinions.
everything is political.
Isn't
right?
that
You can't
crazy?
separate it from anything.
Crazy.
So
Unfortunately, that's how it all works. Yeah. On a more positive note, in 2002, Halle Berry is the first Black woman to win Best Actress, which also crazy that it takes that
so
fucking long.
Almost 100
takes
years.
so
Yeah.
80 years.
Yeah. And some sad news, in 2009, Heath Ledger, he won a posthumous Oscar for his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight, which was notably a very sad time. But also a win for Heath Ledger in terms of just, you know, him being a wonderful person. He, when Brokeback Mountain came out, they were going to make a joke about it at the Oscars, about it being like a gay thing. And he refused to participate in the joke, and he said, I'm not going to do that because it's just a love story to me.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to point out the fact that it's like gay and all this stuff and like make
Yeah.
it somehow lesser than because they're gay men, which like matters for
I saw that. I know.
Do you guys
I was
ever
like,
think
oh my
about
God,
like
what a gem.
Yes, I know what you're saying.
like some actors, like if they hadn't died, like what movies
What
would
roles?
they be in?
Yeah.
Like would they have another iconic role
Yeah.
after?
He
like
so would.
He would.
like I just like, especially with Heath Ledger, I always
Yeah.
think about that. I'm like,
I think
wonder
about
what he'd
that
be doing today.
with Alan Rickman a lot too.
Oh,
yeah.
The goat.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, another positive. 2010, Catherine Bigelow is the first woman to win Best Director.
2010.
For a great
2010.
movie.
Like,
Great
we
movie,
were-
too.
We were alive.
We were alive then.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I wish that was like 50 years before I was alive.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's just insane.
Yeah.
But good for Kathleen Bigelow.
Yeah.
What was the
Diva.
film?
The Hurt Locker.
Oh yeah,
Great
that is a
movie,
great
too.
movie.
Yeah.
Very cool.
This one's funny. In 2017,
Oh, yeah.
it's called, people are calling it Envelope Gate.
Yeah.
Famously, this event happened in which La La Land was announced to be the winner of Best Picture. And they go up, like the La La Land team, they go up and they start to accept the award. And then these, like, the runners come out and, like, try and tell them. And they're like, okay, actually, just kidding. It goes to Moonlight.
It's so funny if you watch that clip. If you look at Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, they're in the corner just laughing.
Really?
They're just dying of
Oh my
laughter. They're just like,
God.
oh
It's
my
so
god,
funny.
like it's
I remember
crazy.
I watched that clip a few weeks ago, and then in the comments it said like why it was confusing with the envelopes, but I forget
So
why.
what happened was the announcers of Best Picture were given a spare envelope that named Emma Stone as Best Actress.
Why?
And so they opened. It was just a mistake. They were given the wrong envelope.
So they saw like La La
So they
Land.
saw Emma Stone and they assumed La La Land.
Yeah.
And
But then
that's
they
why they were
didn't get the right
confused in
envelope.
saying it. Yeah, so they were given the wrong envelope, read Emma Stone, and they were like, "Well, she's in La La Land. It must be La La Land."
God, someone got
Another side
fired.
tangent. You know what's crazy to think about? You're the people like printing out the envelopes, like maybe morning of even, and it's like you see everybody.
Wait,
Like,
that's
Yeah,
true.
you see
true.
all the
I bet they
winners,
just lock
bro.
them in a closet for the day.
Yeah, they must.
Do you think they do like they go on those betting apps because they know who's gonna win, bro? Or do you think they're like banned? Like
They're 100%
There's probably
they're banned.
yeah. I'm sure they're
They've got to be
hopefully
like
professional
phones
enough.
taken away.
Yeah.
Or they like truly don't care.
yeah,
Right.
It must be just one person handling it.
Yeah.
like
one
the key
like
bearer,
old
guy.
old person
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I did see that now the font difference in like the title of award and a winner is like super different now
Nice.
because it used to be very similar. And they're just
They were
trying
like,
to
"We're not
distinguish it more.
Can never happen again.
Nope.
No, that was horrific. Another sort of like drama moment. 2 years later, 2019, the Oscars had to abandon their host format because Kevin Hart was set to host the Oscars.
remember
His
that.
old homophobic tweets resurfaced, and people were outraged and. Because he also refused to apologize for them.
Idiot.
And so they were like, okay, we're going to take him out as host and we're going to do like a
And what
host
happened
list.
that? Yeah,
it
there's
was
no host.
it was just random celebrity. It was like you know how like they have people announce.
Yeah.
It was basically that
Yeah.
where they just kind of had like
No
different
host.
people come out, be
Yeah.
like, hey, how's
Yeah.
everyone doing?
Yeah. Oh
And then
my
they were
God.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I remember that. It was like really like
I know.
weird. It was
Yeah.
like whoa.
Another weird thing about that year is the Academy also planned on handing out a couple of awards during commercial breaks. And these are the awards. This is crazy. Best cinematography, film editing, live action short, and makeup and hairstyling. They were planning on just announcing them off, not live, like during a commercial break. And luckily they reversed the decision because they faced so much backlash.
Yes.
Because like literally
Hello?
what the hell?
Everyone should be recognized.
Yes.
Like everybody.
But it's crazy that they're still doing that. They did that at another award show.
At
Yes.
the Golden Globes,
They announced
instead of
a
announcing, they announced best score
Yeah.
off like commercial,
Yes.
and they announced best podcast on air,
Which
and
is
it's
like stupid
like
as hell.
what?
And well, this is just like now I'm like feel like I'm rambling, but what was the award show where they announced best foreign picture on the red carpet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that the Golden Globes?
I think it
No.
Or
It was
before?
before.
critics.
Maybe critics.
I think it was critics. It was critics.
So they give
that was
the
so
secret
fucked
agent their award on the red
And
carpet.
Wagner Moore is on the red carpet, and he's like,
No, it's the director.
"Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah."
like
And he's like,
he's literally like so confused. It's like him and somebody else that he's with,
Yeah.
and he's like in shock because
Yeah.
like who would believe that? I would think I'm being punked.
Like, can you imagine?
disrespectful.
You get all ready for an award show. You're on the red carpet. You're mentally prepping to like sit there and find out who's gonna win,
Yeah.
and then it just is all over in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
and it's streamed on like
By
E!
some random interviewer.
awful.
Right.
It's awful.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's crazy how
Well,
much of like a I'm just talking about the Oscars. How much of a time capsule each year becomes. Oh, thanks. Just like pop culture wise, you're like, oh, these are the winners that year. Like I got into this weird thing where I just started watching Oscar acceptance speeches because I love the moment for Best Actress because I love the moment like where they win and they're like, oh my god. but it's cool to like see like who was there
Yeah.
and like the fashion sense. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It always seems like the people that are there, like they're like, oh my god, they're the most important people ever. And then the next year, you just have a whole group of people.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
oh,
I
remember
forgot.
last year?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
What was I gonna say? You missed the Oscar selfie.
I know. I purposefully left
Yeah, I
that
know.
out. There's a couple. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about Ellen DeGeneres. Who cares if she took a selfie? One of the like notable moments that kept popping up was like Jennifer Lawrence tripping on her way up the stairs.
Right.
We all remembered that.
Let
Let's
a girl
move
be.
on.
Let a girl be.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
won an Oscar.
Free my girl, okay?
Like, what are we
She's
doing?
amazing. I love her.
love Jennifer Lawrence at the Oscars.
Yeah.
She's just
She's
so
such a
like
mood.
normal and
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
And she
She's
should
the
have been
best.
there.
I
She
wanted
should've
her
been
to be
there.
nominated just to have her there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she's so funny.
Yeah.
dude.
Vibes go up instantly wherever
Yeah.
she is.
Oh, this is something I meant to write down, and I don't remember what year it was. But whatever year Sense and Sensibility came out, they did a a catwalk for the best costume. So they had
that's
models
cool.
come in and like wear the costumes that they made for the films.
They did that for the year Star Wars was released. Is they
Oh, no
had
way.
they had each nominee.
Yeah.
They had like not a catwalk, but they had like a podium.
Yeah.
Where each nominee like a model wore the significant outfits.
I think that's fun.
which is
like
so
do like a
cool.
runway like kind of
That
thing.
is
Yeah.
sick.
I'd rather have that than like actors trying to make a bit before it's announced, you know? Like I'd rather like, dude,
Yeah.
I want to see the
know.
costumes.
Yes,
Like
that's like maybe a general gripe I have is that like there's just too much like joke stuff. Like I wish we like actually did appreciate the craft sometimes too,
Yeah.
you know?
And when the bits don't work, like
Yeah.
I feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
I'm
bad.
like, please move on.
I know. We can get to this later too, but when the bits start to take away from people actually accepting their awards, that's when
yep.
we're
That
not here
is-
for the right
That
things.
happened yesterday.
But we will get to that. Okay, 2021, Chloe Zhao is only the 7th woman nominated for Best Director and the first Asian woman to win. And only the 2nd woman ever to win Best Director
Oh my god.
in 2021.
that's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a big old bummer.
A little sad. Famously, 2022, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. And distinctly what I remember as like the aftermath was like how like shook people were. Like I think I wrote A-listers are shaking with fear. Like
Yes.
there were so many celebrities that were like I was traumatized, like I was triggered.
I do
felt
remember
so
that.
unsafe.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
guys, like
It
was like
it was just stupid.
it was just weird.
Like,
yeah. But Will Smith
I-
is banned from the Academy. He's on a 10-year ban.
I really think he should have had his Oscar taken away. Like I
Yeah.
think that is
That's crazy behavior.
that's just unacceptable behavior.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just that whole thing. Like that whole clip is insane to watch because like he's literally laughing at the jokes, and then he
Mm-hmm.
looks at Jada Pinkett Smith, and like she's like, "Are you really laughing?" And then he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I need to be serious about
Yeah.
this," and it's like, dude,
yeah.
like you're just awful. Oh my god,
I don't know. This is just such a funny time.
crazy.
Yeah. In more positive news, in 2023, Michelle Yeoh is the first Asian woman and only second woman of color to win Best Actress.
Only second woman of color.
Yeah. First Asian woman.
Oh my god. Like
but-
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wanted to read what she said during her speech too, just because I thought it was nice. She said, "For all the little boys and girls who look like me watching tonight, this is a beacon of hope and possibilities. This is proof that dreams do come true. And ladies, don't let anybody tell you that you're past your prime. Never give up."
Love
I thought that was sweet.
That's great.
Yeah. Sometimes like it's really bleak and depressing to watch the Oscars. And sometimes you get moments of joy.
Yeah.
In also 2023, how do you pronounce his middle name? Ki Hoi Kwan.
I think so.
Sorry, that's something else. He's the first Vietnam-born actor to receive an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, which is also what a
was-
comeback he had.
That was a great year.
Yeah,
I was sobbing that whole show. Like that was a really good year.
because that the year of Everything Everywhere All at Once was like truly like magnetic.
The announcer, when she says his name and she's already like crying halfway
Yeah.
through his name, I'm like, oh
I know.
God. So good.
Yeah. To bring it back down a little bit, last year, this is something else I wanted to say too, but notably last year, at least in my opinion, Adrian Brody wins for a partial AI performance and delivers the longest acceptance speech in Oscars history, totaling at 5 minutes and 36 seconds.
So obnoxious.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that they start to play him out, and then he begs them to cut the music, and they actually do cut the music, and then he rambles for another, like, 4 minutes.
Yeah. Well, you know what I find really interesting about him winning, too, is, because you know how last year it was between him, Ralph Fiennes, and Timothée Chalamet?
Sebastian Stan, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of voters thought Adrien Brody hadn't won, and Ralph Fiennes already had won in the past. Because it's just because Ralph Fiennes is amazing, and you're like, he must have had an Oscar at some point. So a lot of Oscar voters admitted that they voted for Adrien Brody because they're like, oh, he finally deserves it, like, because he's a good actor. And it's like, dude, he won already. Like, this is his second Oscar. Like, and it just kind of sucks because it's like when I was talking about Get Out and just like the opinions that Oscar voters had about that movie, and like it's just like it's so frustrating reading the think pieces of some of the voters, because you're like, do you even like movies? Like, are you even enjoying yourself?
I know.
Like, what are we doing?
It truly does remind you that this is just like a show, like, with opinions from people. Like, it's just opinions. Yeah. Like, it's just like, obviously there's no objectivity, but it's just truly like, here's a group of people who think something, and then that reflects everyone else's concept of the arts.
Yeah. When he came on this year to announce Best Actor, and you could tell he was just like reveling in it. I was like, just announce Best Actor.
It's not funny.
It's not about you anymore. I'm so sorry.
You already had your 5 minutes and 36 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, and upsettingly too, this is like also kind of a slippery slope, because AI wasn't used in the necessarily like generative AI way that we think about it, but his accent in that film was heavily modified in post-production. So the performance he gave wasn't even truly his performance, like, or like the performance he won for wasn't necessarily the performance that he gave. Yeah. Which is just also a little bit frustrating.
That's why I was so sure he wouldn't win when that came out. And that information came out like right before the voting period. Yeah. Right. And I was like, oh, he's not winning. Like, he's cooked.
Yep.
And he's still won. Something else I want to say too, and I don't remember now if this is true, so maybe you guys can help me, but did Amelia Perez truly change the fact that everyone has to watch the films now before they vote? Because wasn't that a thing?
Someone said that when we were watching.
I've heard it before. That previously they didn't have to.
I don't know though.
It's because they're... So if you didn't know, if you're a voter, if you're a part of the Academy, you get like this file sent to you that's it's got like all of the films on it, which I'm like, dude, that's my fucking dream. Yeah. Like, let me just have all that. And in past years, it's just a file, and then it's assumed you watch it. And then they changed it to, somehow you can't vote, and they can keep track of if you watched the whole movie. But then voters were like, oh, I just put it on mute, or like I just put it on. I just had it going, and I just put it on the lowest setting or whatever.
Which is like our theory behind why Amelia Perez won so many awards.
Why even be in the Academy if you're not gonna watch the films? Yeah, like you put in so much work to get in there. Yeah, just to put the films on mute. Like, that's
all politics. Yeah, but it's so funny.
That's what's frustrating is like sometimes you can tell a win is because like, okay, all of the older members of the Academy, they just really like this person, or they like that film, and that was the majority. Yeah. And then sometimes when something wins, you're like, oh, I think like some people actually really gave this a chance, and it like really opened their eyes or something, and it was just like, but you never know. Yeah. Like, you just don't know. Like,
well, I think also more recently the demographics of the Academy has changed, but I know for a very long time it was, majority a white voter base too. Yeah. For sure. And so that also plays into, the people voting and the kind of things that they're going to vote for. And then this year, how do you pronounce it? You want to say
Autumn Durald Arkapaw. Sorry. She was the first woman to win for cinematography. First woman of color to win for cinematography.
First woman ever.
Yeah. First woman and first woman of color to win. Yeah, that was a crazy moment. I can't process it on camera because I'll get emotional. I don't want to get emotional.
You know what? This is nearly 100 years later. Yeah. 1929 to 2026. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Nearly 100 years.
98 years. Yeah. That was such a cool moment. We were like, We were all watching it together. Oh my god, I can't even talk about it.
That's okay.
But that was super, super cool.
So
But
cool.
that's been a highlight.
Well deserved.
Absolutely
So
well
Sinners
deserved.
was so good.
Yeah.
That was
it was
really
so
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that brings us to the 2026 Oscars and our thoughts.
Some opinions.
Yeah.
Should we just? Who has thoughts?
I
Should we go down the gauntlet or?
Yeah. I don't know. Do we start with biggest first?
We can do like rapid fire.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. We can
Like
do
rapid fire thoughts. Maybe we
yeah.
should start bottom up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Best documentary short.
I
I didn't watch it.
I'm sorry, I didn't
sorry.
see them.
I'm sorry.
The tie was cool for best live action short.
Yes,
That was
the
really
singers.
cool.
And, what's cool about the singers is that most of the people cast in that were cast from online, like clips and
That's
stuff.
amazing.
Like they
That
were
is
found
so
through
cool.
like Instagram, Facebook, that kind of thing, which is like super cool.
Get unknowns, please.
Yeah, and they were all not
Please.
actors. They were all just like singers.
Unknowns.
So
Yeah,
No.
amazing. Best animated short, The Girl Who Cried Pearls. I did not watch it.
I didn't see it, but I really want to because
Yeah.
when like they show clips of it before, it looked so.
It's
It looks
gorgeous.
so
all of the
cool.
animated shorts looked so different from each other, and
Yes.
each one I was like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
that's something like
So
I've never
cool.
seen.
Yeah.
I forget the name. There was one of the swimming one.
Oh
Looked
yeah.
so cool. It
Yeah.
was like painterly. But yeah, The Girl Who Cried Pearls.
It's also
my
funny,
God.
like that's such like an Oscar name. And like,
I
and I remember
know.
last year the animated
Girl Who
short that
Cried
won was like In the Shadows of the Cypress or something.
Yeah,
like that. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's
like-
gonna win. Like
I'm
that's just
like-
such an
mad.
Oscar title.
I
Yeah.
voted for that in the ballot because I was like, yeah, dude, The Girl
It's a good
Who Cried
title.
Pearls.
Like-
Oscars love that.
yeah.
Best costume design for Frankenstein and also makeup and hairstyling.
Deserved. I knew
Well-deserved.
it was
Yeah.
gonna sweep the production.
Yeah,
and
and
stuff.
production design, right?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Um,
And production design.
I loved the moment when makeup won, and the makeup artist like gives Jacob Elordi the biggest hug, and Jacob Elordi's like 6'5", and this guy's like so little, and it's just like so gentle
cute.
giant.
Yeah.
And then I told you he said in his speech that over the filming of Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi sat for 400 hours in the chair for makeup.
That's crazy.
Like that's
yeah.
Like,
crazy.
Jesus.
Which also
Yeah.
that level of dedication I think should have earned him way more recognition.
Yeah.
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like that's
Absolutely.
his job. But also like
Right.
the transformation he underwent to play that character is like amazing.
Yeah. Something I really loved and I think I felt especially at this year's Oscars was just like the love among the crew. Like you can tell when anyone won from a certain film, everybody who worked on that film was like so happy for them and like they all just felt super close, which was so cute.
Yeah.
I know usually it feels very like it's about the individual, but this year I don't know, I was like it really felt more about the crew.
Yeah.
Like when Ryan Coogler won and he was like, Sinners crew, stand up.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
I was like, yeah, stand up. Oh my god, that was so
It's beautiful.
Best casting was for One Battle After Another.
I think anyone who discovers Chase Infinity,
Yeah.
dude.
Yep.
I don't
You
know.
deserve
I don't know
it.
how you
You
find
deserve
her.
it.
I don't know where you
She
found
only
her.
had like one credit before this. Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
And also I think partially too because of using also like non-actors, like just using like
yeah.
like
I-
regular like military people.
No, a lot
Yeah.
of the military people, and they were so good.
Yeah, because they're just like they're just doing what they do. You know?
Yeah.
Right. It feels so real.
Yeah.
I voted for Hamnet for best casting.
Yeah.
Again,
'Cause of that
you
little
found that
boy.
kid. Whoever found that kid. Dude,
Yes.
dude.
What the hell?
So good. I definitely think
I
One
love
Battle
him.
like deserved it, but I was secretly hoping that casting would
I
win,
wanted
and I could
Hamnet
see
to
him on the
sweep.
stage.
I
wanted him
I
to
still
sweep.
think Jacoby. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Jacoby.
Jacoby.
I think he should have been nominated for best supporting
100%.
actor.
That would have been so
like
cool.
I know a lot of people discounted him because he's a child, and sometimes children do get
Children have won
nominated.
in the past.
But
yeah.
like he truly like same with Chase. I really wanted her to get nominated because I was like,
Oh, yeah, why
they're
didn't she?
not only are they great actors and they're really holding their own against veterans, you
Yeah.
know, but they're the heart of the film.
yeah.
like
She should have been lead actress.
Yes. Yes.
She carries that movie.
I will stand by that. She
Yeah.
does.
She
Like,
does.
Yeah.
you
it's
care
so
about that movie
obvious.
because of her.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. Yeah. I'm way more in it for her than I am for Leo.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. But that's
Okay.
like, but it's crazy because like that's what the script intends too.
Yeah.
Is that like Leo's kind of like just this funny dad
Right.
who's just sad, and he does a great job
And
doing
like
that.
and he can't really do much right. You
for
know?
sure.
Yeah.
And but like Chase is who you're like,
Yeah.
this is why you care. This is what you're following. This
Because
is
you go
why
on
you're
that
like,
whole journey with her. Yeah.
Anyway.
Best visual effects, Avatar: Fire and Ash.
So deserved.
Yep.
That shit
Could've
was
known.
banging, bro.
That film was
Banging, bro.
whatever.
Banging.
Yeah. Best sound, F1.
Whatever.
Cars.
I liked F1.
Dude.
I think it so deserved best sound. I would watch it right now.
I don't think
Alright,
I don't think
right now.
I don't think it should have gotten a best picture.
No, I agree.
Oh, no.
I think
100%
best
agree.
sound. I think it's just a meme that it was there at this point.
I'm saying
yeah.
it should have won for sound.
Sound was good.
I thought it was great.
Sound was great.
Also, like, very, like, I don't know, what is technologically innovative?
Yeah.
Is technologically the right word?
Technologically
You know, like, with
innovative.
all the Sony cameras they used.
Well, I was gonna say, was it nominated for cinematography?
I do not believe so.
I don't think so.
Because
Let me look it
I
up
think
really
like that. What I found really impressive was how they shot it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was nominated for editing, which
Okay,
it
well, that
definitely should
was
have
also
got.
good.
Or not should have got, but worthy of being nominated. Best, you know what? I can't find it.
It's whatever.
It's gone.
But yeah, that film is also like it's impressive how
Yes.
it was made and all that too.
I think it's funny Brad Pitt wasn't even there, bro.
I know.
You're the lead of.
You don't gaff.
And I
don't
just think
gaff.
it's so funny. I'm
You don't
like,
gaff.
dude,
No.
crazy.
F1 was good.
Yeah, it's a good film. Yeah, best film editing, One Battle After Another.
Deserved.
Yeah,
that's good.
Dude,
That's
that
a
movie
feat.
is
Yeah.
sharp. Like,
Yeah.
it's so long, but it doesn't feel that long.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
watching it,
You're
and
moving.
it's gripping you the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
So good.
which is impressive.
It deserved an Oscar for that last whole road scene
Yeah.
alone.
The fact that
So
they
good.
shot that and edited it,
Yeah,
and it captured the feeling that they wanted it.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that's
Amazing.
crazy to me.
I know. I
Crazy.
love that. I love that shot. Well, we know this. Best cinematography, Sinners, went to Autumn.
Deserved. That shit is
Absolutely
so
deserved.
What I really appreciate about the cinematography in that movie is that obviously it's a horror movie, which is like that's pretty rare
Yeah.
in of itself, and because it's a horror movie, I loved especially everything at night, like the way they did the colors, the way the bar was lit versus like everything outside. You just don't see that usually getting nominated, like that kind of cinematography and color getting nominated. I'm so happy it won.
I know.
It's so delicious.
It's so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
And Autumn's so cool. And she's just like, she's so like just professional and chill about the whole thing and like unapologetic. And it is like, it's so cool to see because I'm just like, yeah, no big deal.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Because she freaking deserved it.
Right.
Yeah. Like, it's not like, I don't know, like, she got it because she absolutely deserved
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
And she knew she did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Period.
Best original score, also Sinners, to...
dude.
How do you say
Yeah.
his name?
Ludwig is on a
Ludwig-
generational
Yeah,
run.
He's amazing.
And he's gonna come back next year with Odyssey.
is.
I already fucking know, dude.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna eat that. He's gonna win again.
He's so in, bro.
He's
Like,
gonna win again.
crazy.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Also on the musical notes, best original song went to Golden from K-pop
deserved.
Demon Hunters. We all knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
We all knew.
So upset that they got cut off. So
Oh,
rudely.
and that's
Talk
what we were gonna
about
talk
that.
about.
Yeah.
So rudely.
That was
fucked
awful.
up.
And then like just like the attic cut to was like just so stupid,
Yeah.
and we were all just like, we could be listening to her talk right now,
Yeah.
and not like just like literally watching an ad. And I get the company paid money to have their ad play, but I had seen that ad 3 times the whole
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Like
I
just
don't
cut an
care.
ad.
It's also
Let
like,
the artist speak.
it was almost comical because like this guy, he comes in with the tiniest slip of paper
Yes.
to read off of.
Yes.
And they cut him off immediately.
Yeah.
Like there was no indication he was gonna pull an Adrian Brody and like ramble on and
Right.
on. Because most people don't.
Right.
Most people are in and out because they also respect that time. But like to cut him off was
it
like
just felt like
crazy.
really not personal to me, but it felt personal.
It felt
Like they
personal.
were like, no, go down.
Well,
yeah.
But with other
It's
people,
just a
they would give
song.
them more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what also upsets me is for a lot of like the non-acting categories, you can tell they give less time.
100%.
And so it's like it's just so rude because like actors are great, like they deserve their time too, but it's like you should just give the same amount of time to everybody.
Right.
It's so
Cut
rude.
people off equally.
Right.
Yeah.
Make the part before they announce the nominees
Yeah.
shorter.
Yeah.
Don't make me
cut
sit
the-
through the awkwardness.
Cut all the random ass jokes. Like, don't make Adrian Brody do a bit about taking forever if
Right.
you're gonna take time away from someone who just won one of the biggest awards you can win.
It's so
That's fucked
it-
The
up.
30 seconds that Adrian Brody was standing there doing nothing,
Yeah.
just relishing in it, could have gone to golden.
it made
Yeah,
me so
exactly.
mad. I am happy that I read that like a lot of people in the room were really mad.
That's good, yeah.
Like most of
I
the
bet.
room was like, dude,
yeah.
like they were booing. They
was
were
that like
"Come
right before
on."
Conan? They left and then Conan was like looking at them?
Yes.
Was that time?
Yeah.
It happened another time too, which is
Yeah.
like why I don't remember. But yeah, that was really, really fucked up.
Yeah.
This happens every year, and I don't understand how they haven't fixed it.
Right.
No.
Like, it's so universally upsetting, and
Yeah.
they just don't do anything about
I think
it.
because maybe they know like what really gets people, maybe the majority of the audience to watch it is those moments that are like funny.
What's
Yeah, exactly. Like
up?
tweet worthy. But come on.
I think
let
they
the artist
also like
speak.
just don't care. Like I
Yeah.
think they know like what we are there for, and like yeah, like we do want to see like our favorite like guy like Adrian Brody ramble in his speech. Like I think some people do think that that's like what it's for,
Right.
and like the
Yeah.
bigger awards, like
Yeah.
the more time and all that
Right.
stuff. But
Bullshit.
no, like we want
Bullshit.
the people to speak. Yeah. Anyway, best adapted screenplay, one battle after another. Paul Thomas
Yep.
Anderson.
Oh yeah,
It was good. Yeah,
fire.
It was good.
that's a good
Love PTA.
good screenplay.
Love PTA.
Best original screenplay, Sinners, Ryan Coogler.
That's right.
Great.
Absolutely
That's right.
deserved.
Absolutely deserved.
Best documentary feature, Mr. Nobody Against Putin. I did not see
not
it.
see
I didn't see it.
I only watched one of the documentaries, and it was really good. So I'm
Which
gonna
one did
watch-
you watch?
I watched Perfect Stranger.
Oh,
or The
that's
Perfect
right.
Neighbor.
Perfect Neighbor, yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's a doozy. Really emotional, but it's just so well done. It really makes you want to watch the rest of the
Yeah.
documentaries, because I
Mhm.
was like, man, if that didn't even win, shit.
Right.
Like,
that must
that's
be
crazy.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Best international feature, Sentimental Value.
That was shocking.
I thought it was gonna be The Secret Agent.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because the Secret
I'm
Agent
happy
was,
Sentimental Value won.
Oh,
Me
for
too, but
sure.
Yeah.
Because the Secret Agent was sweeping
It's
awards.
won like
Exactly.
every
even.
other one.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Like, I thought Wagner Moore was gonna win, and I thought the Secret Agent was gonna win for sure. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I was like, those are locks. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way.
Yeah.
No.
Neither.
I know.
Crazy.
But I'm really happy because I'm glad that The Secret Agent has gotten its recognition. I love
For
that film.
sure.
I'm like very, I think Sentimental Value is very deserving of the Oscar.
So good.
That's a wonderful film.
Fire.
Everyone watched that.
Go watch.
Best animated feature, K-pop Demon Hunters.
So
we
deserved.
knew. We knew.
So
That was a lock.
deserved,
We knew.
bro.
That was a lock.
So
Sorry,
deserved.
Zootopia.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm really enjoying that Disney is getting fucking humbled the
Yeah.
last few years.
Yeah.
They have not won since 2021,
Mhm.
2020.
Oh,
One of those two.
I'm repping Sony.
Yo.
For anyone who
Sony.
Like,
I Sony for making.
I love, like, Guillermo, like, Pinocchio
Mhm.
won, and then The Boy and the Heron won.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? Argo, the cat one. Flo.
Flo.
Which is
Love
that
Flo.
was really cool
That
just
was
because of how
good.
indie that was.
Yeah.
And then obviously, even though K-pop Demon Hunters is like Sony and that's like a big American studio, like I kind of
But
like
still,
it. Like
yeah.
it's just telling Disney like stop playing it safe.
Yeah.
Nobody likes
Stop
it.
doing
Right.
remakes and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the humbling that's happening right now.
I think like across the board, this has been a really positive year. Besides a few instances, to show that like originality is really in the zeitgeist. I don't know. Like I feel like everyone's
people
really appreciating
craving for it.
Yes,
Craving.
because we now have so many examples of like when you tell an original story, like it's really powerful.
Yeah.
And that we should have more of those and like trust in them more completely and fully in the future.
Absolutely. And like I also think that like a lot of these companies are so big on like IP.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude,
Guys.
because of how good K-pop Demon Hunter is, now that can be IP.
Yes.
And it's like because it was so successful.
Yeah.
Like if you
Right.
believe in your ideas,
Right.
you can start creating really good original IP too.
Yeah.
Like if you care about the business that much, look for projects that are
Yes.
going to do that for you.
Yeah,
Like-
which is also like true of Sinners. Like they want to make a second one, and like I'm
Yeah.
sure they will make bank off that,
Yeah.
regardless of
'Cause it
however
did
they
so
make
well,
it.
like-
but yeah, like if you take a chance on original ideas, you get to reap those rewards too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not all just like loss after loss.
Her.
Best Director went to Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another.
This was, for me, like, not just because One Battle After Another was so well directed. This definitely felt like a career award. Because he'd been nominated 14 times,
wow.
bro.
And it was his first time winning an Oscar.
Yes.
Like, that's really crazy.
Like, he directed, like, fucking Boogie Nights, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Phantom Thread.
There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my
how had he not won for any of those?
Yeah.
And definitely One Battle is, like, personally for me, one of his better movies, and it definitely deserves it just on its own. But for me, like, I think Ryan Coogler had a really good chance at Best Director, but I think what put PTA over was the fact that he has, like, this, like, huge career of, like, these movies that are, like,
but that's
how have you
also
not won yet?
I didn't want him to win. Like, I love that film.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
film. I didn't want him to win. And, like, I think it's nice to have, like, a retrospective of, like, well, you've made so many great films, and here's an extra great film, and now you get the award for it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's personally, like, the place for the Oscars. Like, I think give him, like, a Lifetime Achievement or something, but, like, I don't know, like, in the same thing with the Adrian Brody thing where they thought he didn't win, so they gave him one.
So
Like, I don't think that's the purpose of it. Like, let the art, like, stand on its own, let the artists stand on their own for it, too. And also because an alarming statistic, I really wanted Chloe Zhao to win.
That's who I voted for.
That would be cool.
Because I also think, like, hearing about how she directed that film is also, like, almost, like, revolutionary. I also think that, like, there's so many things I could say. But an alarming thing that I found out is that I think 18 or more men have won an Oscar twice or more for Best Director. No woman has, because only 2 women have ever won it.
Because only 2 women have.
Yeah, but over 18 men have won it 2 or more times.
That's crazy.
Right. And I love Paul Thomas Anderson. I think he's a great filmmaker. I personally think Chloe Zhao was the better director. Or Ryan Coogler. Like, I think he was fire too.
Oh my god, they were so good.
But yeah, which is also, like, almost contradictory to myself, where I'm saying, like, I don't want it to be about the history of it, but, like, I think, like, having a woman win twice would be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Right, like, we're not just saying, oh, I think Chloe Zhao should have won because
she's a woman.
Because a man shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
I'm saying I voted for her because I think she did the best directing.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what it should be every single year.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I've also contradicted myself.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes I will, if it's, like, someone that I like, I'm like, well, they've never won, they should win. But, like, also,
that's the thing
her
with the
work
Oscars.
stands on its own.
It's impossible to put your bias in it, of course, because, like, you're passionate about it.
It's like the meme of, like, I don't care about the Oscars until someone I like wins.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then I'm like, the Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of someone I didn't want to win who won, Best Supporting Actor
God.
went to Sean Penn.
Oh my god.
Also, he did not gaff because he was not in attendance.
I'm really happy he wasn't there.
Yeah. He's got horrific vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
His vibes are scary.
This was a while ago. He was nominated for an Oscar and he didn't win. Or he wasn't nominated at all. And he was pissed. And he was on a talk show and he talked about how pissed he was.
Girl.
And I think that's why he wasn't there. Yeah.
Really, whatever.
Because I think he just says, fuck the Oscars and I'm never going to go.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But, I mean, to not go if you're nominated. Like, the people that would kill and probably also deserve to be nominated as well, but they weren't and they couldn't be there is, like, it's just, like, disrespectful.
And even though, like, because I know, like, a lot of veterans don't often go like him, but it's like, you still see Martin Scorsese there, like, every time he's nominated.
You're being, like, honored in a way, you know?
And you can tell, like, they still, of course, appreciate it and are, like, there because they love movies, like, not because of the fame of it all.
Yeah.
Did you see Kieran Culkin on the red carpet before the show?
What did he say?
Robert Downey Jr. was talking to him, and Robert Downey Jr. was like, you know, Kieran, the only thing better than winning the Oscar is, like, giving it to someone. Like, it's really, like, it feels like you're passing the honor.
That's hilarious.
And then Kieran didn't get to give it to
I love the way he handled it, too.
So funny.
Yeah. The way he handled it of, like, well, he's not here, I guess I'm taking it. Like, it's, like, so perfect.
Yeah. He said, he couldn't make it or he didn't care.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy.
But that's real.
accurate.
Yeah. Put him on blast. I don't care. On a bright side, Best Supporting Actress went to Amy Madigan for Weapons.
That was amazing.
I think it's crazy.
I love
people are saying that's a legacy Oscar, and I think that's a crazy thing to say. about someone who was in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
like
It never
if
gets
if it
recognition.
was a drama period piece, sure.
Yeah.
Like probably. But like, dude, she played a freaky ass role.
Yeah.
That there like before this year would never have gotten nominated. And she's so deserving of it. Like she steals that movie when she like she's such a presence in that.
Yeah.
And I just think it's crazy people are like, it's because she's old. And
Right.
it's like,
No,
bro,
like, come on. Did you watch Weapons?
Have you seen Weapons?
like, dude, horror movies don't get nominated. Like
I know.
this is such like this is like no precedent, you know? Like this is really like
I
a
also
big deal.
loved her speech. Like she
She
got
was
up
just
there and then just started laughing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you go.
She's
It was such a
awesome.
great way to start. And then
Great.
I also like that she said like people think when we're thanking people we're just rattling off names, but it's like no, I really need to thank them. And
Yeah.
I thought that was such a good thing for the first speech of the night, because then everyone else who thanks someone, it was like no, like they're genuinely
Like,
thanking these
so
people.
important.
Yeah.
She was great.
I didn't know she was married to Ed Harris.
I
I
know.
saw him there and I was like,
Isn't that
Power
fire?
couple,
I love
power
them.
couple.
They're so cute.
I love the clip that's going around of when she wins and he's just looking at her like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, love.
So
Goals.
cute.
So cute.
Also positive. Best actor went to Michael B. Jordan.
That was so cool.
Surprising. I really thought because he just
Timmy?
no.
Timmy?
I thought Wagner Mora.
I wouldn't have taken either, but I'm
Yeah.
really happy.
For
I'm so
sure.
happy he
Jordan.
won.
Yeah.
That was so amazing.
Yeah.
That was such a good moment.
He went to In-N-Out.
He went to In and
He
Out.
went to In-N-Out, the one
And
near us.
We were all joking like, oh, we should go to In and Out after
'Cause I
this.
bet
Like maybe
someone's
see some celebs.
Yeah.
Because someone
Right.
always goes.
Now
Right.
we feel
And then
stupid.
I wake up, scroll on Instagram, first thing, Michael B. Jordan at In and Out, and I was like,
fucked up,
you've got to
bro.
be kidding me.
That
I bet
pisses
that In
me
and Out is like a
off.
mob scene though. Like it's
Oh my
probably
God, yeah.
actually awful to
we
be
wouldn't
there.
have gone in.
No,
I feel so bad for the workers there.
No, they
like,
look like they were
all
having a
seemed
good time.
happy.
no,
seemed happy.
not like on Oscar night, but
Oh,
just,
just
in
on any
general.
night?
Oh,
because of that location.
The Hollywood
There's like
one.
one Hollywood In and Out people, and like it's always busy.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Like I
crazy
went there
there.
one time at 1 a.m. and the line was down the street.
Yeah,
Like
you're
that's
it's just
saying
I
something.
can't imagine working there. Like
No.
like
No.
I bet it's just always busy.
This is random, but I did hear that In and Out workers are like among the
Oh, yeah,
most
yeah.
satisfied and happy.
They get paid really well.
They
Yeah.
get really
Yeah.
good benefits.
Yeah.
My
And they get Michael B. Jordan. So
that's crazy. At home, my In and Out had like a 2-year wait list for
Whoa.
applying.
See, that's
because
crazy.
So many people wanted to work there.
wow.
Yeah, that's intense.
Wow. I
Yeah.
bet people who were there, I'm sorry, I'm still on about this In and Out thing.
Yeah.
They probably get there before the Oscars even start
Yeah.
and just like camp out there.
Yeah.
Because as it goes on,
You're
people
like,
got to be trickling in.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you would park.
No, you don't. You don't.
imagine
you Waymo.
Right, you got a Waymo.
Because obviously there's people inside probably waiting, but imagine you go through drive-through and you're the In-N-Out worker and the window goes down and it's like Michael B. Jordan and you're like,
Yeah.
hello.
oh hi,
Literally in
congrats,
Oh my god.
burger, yeah,
If we ever go to the Oscars, we got to go to In and Out
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
got it.
we gotta take our
Yeah,
pics.
We got it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That would be epic.
Iconic.
Yeah. I think that was like the most beautiful moment of the night.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan winning. And like
Everyone
him
was
just like
so happy for him.
the standing ovation and then him just like standing there like looking and like taking it all in was like just so wonderful.
Oh my god.
It like made me so emotional. What also made me emotional was Jessie Buckley
Oh my
for
God.
Best Actress. Oh my god, I love her.
Jacoby in the crowd.
Oh my
sobbing. Just that man, that little
sweet
boy.
boy.
I can't.
There's
Sweet
this really
precious
cute
boy.
photo of her winning, and then Paul Mescal is behind her, and
Yes.
he looks so funny. Wait,
Paul and Gracie.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Yeah,
Gracie
yeah.
Abrams.
Talk about power couple.
if I can't find it in 2 seconds, can't find it. I'll show you later.
If you're on Twitter, it's gotta be on there.
It's gotta be
It's
there.
great.
But they just
It's
look so
so cute.
overjoyed.
Yeah. I also like when she's just kind of like laughing. Like she stands up there and like
She's
is
like-
just laughing about it.
Right.
She had a sweep, bro. She won
She did.
every single award
Well,
before this.
Freaking
As she
So
deserved.
deserved.
As she should.
She's like an angel on earth.
And that category was
Well, I was just gonna say, did you guys know she's gonna do a duet with Hosier on an album?
What?
Yeah.
His next album?
No, it's a tribute album to somebody else. I think an Irish singer.
Oh my
but,
God. Oh my god.
I'm
Can
in,
you
bro.
imagine?
That's almost
I'm
too
in.
much for you.
The Irish
Are you
power.
gonna be okay?
yeah.
The power.
I don't think I will be okay.
No.
But I need that. I need that.
And you're
Anyway,
gonna get it.
sorry, I cut you off.
I don't know what I was saying.
I don't know.
I was saying that category was really tough. Like I knew she was gonna win, but I think like there were so many great performances this year
It was
that I
hard,
think
yeah.
I wish that category would have just been bigger this year.
Yeah.
Because, like, Jennifer Lawrence, Amanda Seyfried, I really wanted in there. Like,
no, I'm sorry. I think
dude,
the accent.
that's crazy.
That took away.
She's so good.
No,
girl.
but that accent. She was fighting it. She was fighting it.
That's why they had her sing a lot.
Yeah.
And
she's really good.
She's real good. She's real good.
And when she's not doing a bad accent, she's amazing. And she's doing a good accent some of the time.
Yeah.
But
Chase should have been in there.
And she should have been best.
And I just want to tell everybody, I think people just fucking hated on Kate Hudson. And might I say, I think it's because people didn't watch Song Sung Blue. And I understand, like, it looks like a corny Hallmark movie. Like, you're like, why would this matter? It's about a Neil Diamond cover band. This has to be a bad movie. Dude, I was sobbing the whole time. Like, I think she's fantastic in it. Again, I do wish, like I said, like, Jennifer Lawrence and Chase were up there. But that doesn't necessarily mean I would take her out. I just want to say I just think people didn't watch Song Sung Blue and they were just pissed.
Yeah.
That's my hot take about that. I think people are just haters.
I don't know.
Haters.
I think Jessie Buckley was a lock from the beginning.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I think like
dude,
all the performances are great. She was like on another level.
Oh.
Yeah.
She like caused me like physical pain.
Yeah. I think about that film like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, and that brings us to the last one, which is Best Picture.
OBAA.
Which went to One Battle After Another.
I
was mad.
Dude, that's crazy. I think it's so deserving, bro.
I didn't even care.
What did you want to win? Yeah.
Okay, can I just say my problem with Sinners?
Sure.
Hot take.
Uh-oh.
I think the reason why One Battle After Another is deserving in terms of story is because from top to bottom, it's so sharp. Sinners, I think, has a third act problem. I think it gets a little messy. I think, like, it gets a little confusing. And I think there's a point in the third act where I was falling off a little bit. And I think that's why One Battle After Another, I think it was so close, but I think One Battle After Another just had a tighter story. And I think that's why it won.
Valid.
That's my Sinners hot take.
You are right in your
And
opinion.
I love Sinners. I haven't seen it in a while and I really want to watch it again. But there was just part of that third act where it just had me so well. Like, it was so gripping and it was so tight, and it just felt like it got a little loose at the end. Like, it wasn't as tight as it was. And that's my Sinners hot take.
That's okay. We can have different opinions.
No, for sure.
Not my opinion.
That's okay.
I
That's
respect
okay.
it. I
That's
respect
okay.
it. Yeah.
I wanted Sinners to win.
wanted Sinners to
but
win.
that's not to say One Battle After Another wasn't literally so amazing.
Yeah.
I just thought Sinners was a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. I've also seen a lot of critique of, like, the politics of One Battle After Another more recently of, like, and I don't know, like, yeah.
The only thing that's upsetting me about the politics of that is the fact that PTA won't talk about the politics of it.
Yes.
And it's, like, the whole thing of, like, dude, this is probably the most political film this year.
Yeah.
And also very timely. Like,
Yes.
it's crazy that he wrote this years ago.
Yeah.
And it's never been more relevant.
Yeah.
And it's kind of pissing me off he won't talk about the politics of it.
Yes,
like,
especially because of everything that's happening with ICE right now and all that stuff too. Like, it's almost like never been so relevant.
Yeah.
And
which I think is why so many people resonated with it.
Yes, but that's such a letdown to have an artist who's not willing to talk about the reason they made their art. Like, that's that feels like such a cop out. Like, you've made this film with so much care, with so much research and all this stuff, and you're refusing to take the opportunity to speak about what you actually believe in. Like, I feel like that just brings him down so much in my mind, because if you really truly cared about the subject matter and cared about the story you were telling, you would be talking about it all the fucking time.
And if he spoke, people would listen.
They would.
Because, like, One Battle After Another so quickly reached, like, film bro status. Like, insanely popular. And some of those people that love it so much are the people that actually need PTA to, like, look them in the face and be like, are you understanding what I'm trying to say to you?
Yes.
And they're just like,
do you know
it's
you're
so good,
Sean
bro.
Penn is representative of you?
Right.
Like, do you know that?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're getting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also, like, I don't know, not to always go back to Chloe Zhao, but, like,
No,
when
we gotta go
I
back to
see
Chloe
her
Zhao.
speak about Hamnet and, like, the process, and even, like, Ryan Coogler and, like, him talking about the film and all the moments, all the stuff, like, it just feels so personal and beautiful, and, like they obviously so clearly care about the messages that they're sharing in their films, and they're championing them so loudly, and to have it this, like, biggest award of the night go to a guy who isn't doing that in all the opportunities to have done that, has taken none of them. Like, that feels like annoying.
Mhm.
Which again, great film,
Mhm.
and he's a very good director.
Mhm.
I just was frustrated, and I wanted to be Sinners.
Understand.
I was already like playing in my head, like we were watching it. I was like, I'm gonna hear Sinners. I'm gonna hear Sinners. And there was one battle, and then it was just like,
Yeah.
it was a great movie though. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
agree.
It wasn't. I'm not saying at all that it wasn't an amazing movie,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch it right now. Yeah. Anyway,
It was overall like I loved this year of films.
it was good.
Like usually there's
Yeah.
a villain, you know.
Mhm.
There's like an Oscar
Like
villain,
Amelia Perez
like
and
Amelia
stuff.
Perez.
Yeah.
and
I
you're
know
like,
it was really
I
nice
guess
that there was no.
Like-
F1 was like maybe the most villainous we had.
But it was
Right.
It
It
was
was like compared to Amelia Perez. I'm
Oh
like,
my god!
Yeah.
You
Oh
can
my
be the
God.
villain of
like
that.
Oh,
a little F1 unproblematic
big
movie.
snub though. No Other Choice.
Oh,
clearly
crazy that didn't get
nominated
nominated
in
for
no
anything.
categories. Yeah,
Mhm.
that
I think
was
it's
a little
crazy
fucked up.
the main actor didn't get nominated. For
Yeah.
that. Like that's
Like
insane.
no nominations at all.
That could have been easily editing, directing,
Yes.
casting.
Casting.
Like there was a lot that could have taken.
Yes.
Do you guys think? Because like obviously, I'm assuming No Other Choice submitted themselves to be
Yes.
nominated.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you think that they should add more potential nominees? Because like, what was it like 6 per category?
Well, Best Picture gets 10.
Best Picture.
Everybody
gets
else gets 5.
Foreign language should get more.
Yeah.
like
for
I feel like the
sure.
only solution to recognize these films is to just make more.
Yeah.
But like I don't know if
Well,
that's
what I think is fucked
the
up
proper
about
way.
the internationals, what I was saying is like that one country can only submit one film.
yeah, like
Which
that's
is
crazy.
Insane to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Because like America, we get to submit fucking everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
And
I mean, yeah. Again,
It
to
is
be
an
fair, it's
American
American
award
award
show.
show. Yeah.
But it's just like if it because of just how the Oscars are just so it's just so many people look up to it and it's so representative of like peak film. You know what I mean? Whether we like that or not, like it's just so weird to me that it's so
yeah.
inexclusive.
Barred,
Like
yeah.
exclusive. I mean.
Yeah, I
Like,
think you should just add more categories. Like why
I mean,
not?
I think international features should also be 10.
yeah,
Like
yes,
if
right,
Best
right.
Picture gets to be, because you're saying these are like the 10 best. You're saying there's only 5 international films good enough for us, you know, which
Like,
is
no
like not
way,
true.
no way.
Yeah.
something that I also like. It would be hard to do it because it would change per year. But you know how like Best Actor, Best Actress, most of these are just 5. I wish it was like sometimes it would bump up to 6 or 7 based on like the majority of votes.
Yeah.
Like 6 women or 6 people or whoever happen to get like more votes. You know what I mean? Like some way they would do it. I just think like sometimes there's years where I'm like only 2 people should be nominated. Like, but then sometimes like this year for Best Actress I was like there's easily 10
Yeah, there's
people.
so
that
many,
should
so
be
many
yeah.
more.
here.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way like that could fluctuate, but I'm sure there would be so much bureaucratic nonsense with
Yes,
that.
it would be
Which you don't want to open that door to, but
Yeah, I guess like a kind of solution, a half solution would be like to take away the genderedness of it all. Of, like if you just had like even like if it was like 2 winners for like best lead in a film, best supporting in a film, best cast in a film, blah blah blah. Like the distinction between like actor and actress is like still a little odd to me. And also negates any like non-binary people, any people who choose to exist outside of our preconceived construction of gender based on like ancient ideas. Like where's their space? You know?
yeah, absolutely. And it's like, and then people who argue against that, it's like, it's like weird because it's like we don't have like best male director, best female director.
Exactly.
It's just best director.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
there's not best female cinematographer.
Right.
Like it's
Yeah,
just,
best female score.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just cinematography.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. So
interesting.
we'll see where it goes. I
Some
guess.
thoughts to
Well,
munch on.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. It's not beeping yet, so we're okay. I won't explain what I'm thinking. The Oscars were good. I'm excited for next year. I only didn't watch. Oh, there it is. I only didn't watch one of the Oscar Best Picture films, and my goal this year is to watch all of them. But sound off in the comments any
Sound off in
thoughts
the
you
comments.
had.
What's your hot takes?
What's your hot take?
Who do you think should have
Any
won?
snubs?
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's all from us. We'll see you hopefully very, very soon.
Yeah.
And have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye.